You wake up, you reach for your phone, and nothing. No notifications, no signal, just silence. Your first thought, ugh, Wi Fi is probably down again. Classic Tuesday. But then you try to text your friend. Nothing. Check the news. Nothing. Open YouTube. A spinning circle. Forever. Because right now, every server, every fiber cable, every satellite signal on Earth just stopped. The internet is not down. It is gone. And what happens next will change everything you thought you knew. This is Mind Fuel, and today we ask, what would happen if the internet disappeared forever? It is 9 a.m. on a perfectly normal Tuesday. Millions of people are mid-email, mid-meeting, mid-cat video. And then, mid-sentence, mid-Zoom call, mid-load, every screen goes blank at the exact same moment. The first instinct, unplug the router and plug it back in. Classic move. We have all been there. But this time, it is not the router. Within minutes, Wall Street trading systems crash. Billions evaporate. Air traffic control loses coordination. GPS goes dark. Pilots start navigating the old-fashioned way, looking out the window. Hospitals lose access to digital patient records. Life-saving machines begin going offline. Doctors are scrambling. All of this in the first 5 minutes, before most people finish their morning coffee. Here is what most people do not get. The internet is not just cat videos and memes. It is the backbone of civilization. Water treatment plants, power grids, traffic systems, food supply chains, all run on internet-connected software. Within the first hour, ATMs go offline. Cards do not work. Suddenly, that dusty cash in your drawer, priceless. People start flooding the banks. The banks cannot verify anything either. The whole system is completely blind. By hour 3, supermarkets are in trouble. Their inventory systems, cloud-based, their payment terminals, gone. People start grabbing what they can. Card machines do not work. Cash only. And most people do not have cash. Everyone is filming it on their phones until they realize there is nowhere to post it. No Instagram, no Twitter, nothing, no social media, no news apps, no Google. You literally cannot Google what to do when the internet disappears. The irony hits you like a truck. The one place we go to find all our answers does not exist anymore. Day 2. You wake up hoping it was all a bad dream. You reach for your phone, still nothing. Now the psychological effects begin. Anxiety, irritability, boredom. You keep picking up your phone out of pure habit. Studies on digital detox show internet withdrawal, mimics, drug withdrawal, headaches, mood swings, genuine panic attacks. Meanwhile, governments are in emergency sessions. But their emergency protocols, they run on the internet. Awkward. Day 3. Phone lines are completely jammed. Landlines are the only thing still working. And here is the plot twist nobody saw coming. Your grandma, with her landline and her recipe books, she is thriving. She has been saying, call me on the landline for 20 years. Turns out she was ahead of her time. But while some find it charming, others are in real danger. Think about who depends on connected medical devices. Insulin pumps controlled by apps. Pacemakers synced to hospital systems. Smart wheelchairs, connected life support. Day 4. Power grids in several major cities begin flickering. Smart grid technology needs internet to balance its load. When the lights go out, heating stops, air conditioning stops. In extreme weather, that is immediately life-threatening. Day 5. And here is the part I promised would change how you see the world. Keep watching. What happens to the global food supply in week 1 without internet? This is where it gets really scary. Modern farming is almost entirely digital. GPS-guided planting, automated irrigation, drone crop monitoring, all of it gone. Seriously though, hit subscribe before I finish this part, because once you hear what happens next, you will not be able to unhear it. Without internet, those smart farming systems go dark. Suddenly, farmers are doing everything manually. For 8 billion mouths, shipping is next. Container ships use internet-based navigation and port management. Without it, they anchor and wait. Trucks cannot get routing updates. Supply chains seize. What was a 2-day delivery is now. Nobody knows. By end of week 1, major city supermarkets still have nothing. The shelves you saw emptying on day 1 stayed empty. Now, your money. Let us talk about what actually happened to the numbers in your bank account. 90% of all money exists as digital entries on servers. Physical cash is a tiny fraction of real-world wealth. The global financial system, all $100 trillion of it, is frozen. Like someone pulled the plug on a supercomputer. Businesses cannot pay suppliers. Suppliers cannot pay workers. Workers cannot buy food. Dominoes, all the way down. The companies that seemed untouchable, Google, Amazon, Meta, have no product to sell. They simply stop. Not because they failed, but because they built entire empires on something that vanished overnight. Not a single decision was wrong. The ground just disappeared beneath them. End of week 1. Cities operating at 30% capacity. Traffic is chaos without smart signals. Hospitals are rationing care. Pharmacies cannot fill digital prescriptions. Doctors writing with actual pens, on paper. Remember paper? Communication goes back to basics. Radio stations become essential. People are tuning in for the first time in decades. Local newspapers printing again. Delivery bikes everywhere. Information now travels at the speed of a bicycle. And then, something unexpected. People are talking to each other. Actually talking, face to face, like actual humans. Neighbors who never met now know each other by name. Communities form because survival requires cooperation. Month 1. The panic is settling into something different, a slow grinding new normal nobody asked for. Countries heavily dependent on digital infrastructure, US, Europe, East Asia, are struggling the most. Adaptation is slowest where dependency was highest, but countries with less digital infrastructure are adapting faster. They never fully forgot how to live without it. In cities, barter economies emerge. Got eggs? I will trade you for firewood. Skills become currency. Kindness becomes wealth. Electricians, plumbers, farmers, doctors with hands-on skills. These people become the most valuable in any community. And that influencer with 10 million followers, that job description does not exist anymore. Sorry. Month 2. Something remarkable starts happening. Humans, as they always do, begin getting creative. Communities start building mesh radio networks, local communication using salvaged FM equipment, scrappy and brilliant. Libraries, those buildings most of us forgot existed, become the most important places in any city. Physical books on engineering, medicine, farming, carpentry. Suddenly, the most valuable objects on Earth. Schools are still running, very different curriculum. No online assignments, no digital tools, just teaching and learning. Weirdly, kids are paying more attention. No notifications, no TikTok, just a teacher and an actual lesson. Year 1. We are now in entirely new territory. The world has fundamentally restructured itself. Governments rebuilt emergency communication using dedicated satellite systems, separate from the old internet, slower but working. Some companies built small regional networks, islands of connectivity in a disconnected world, but the old internet is gone. Urban populations dropped 20% as people leave cities for rural areas where food can actually be grown. The global economy contracted by 75%. But here's the statistic nobody expected. Mental health is improving. Anxiety disorders are down. Depression rates falling, sleep quality up, physical activity up, connection with nature way up. And this is where things get uncomfortable, because these improvements raise a question nobody wants to ask. Was the internet making us better, or was it quietly making us worse in ways we were too distracted to notice? It shortened attention spans, monetized loneliness, made outrage more profitable than truth, and we barely noticed. Studies show people are spending 4 more hours per day with family after the internet vanished. 4 hours. Kids are playing outside again. Parents are reading books. Couples are having conversations they put off for years. Crime rates drop after month 3. Organized crime, trafficking networks, and online fraud all collapse overnight. Life is objectively harder, but there is a simplicity that people are quietly, unexpectedly grateful for. The arts come roaring back. Live music, theater, storytelling. Without Netflix, people create their own entertainment. Traveling storytellers move between towns. Local artists have waiting lists. Musicians play every night of the week. So, were we better off? The honest answer is both yes and no. It depends entirely on what you measure. We had the world's information at our fingertips, connection to anyone, anywhere, instant access to everything. But we also had loneliness at record highs, a 24/7 outrage machine, algorithms designed to keep us anxious. The internet gave us the world, and quietly, without us noticing, it took a few things too. 2 years after the internet disappears, humanity starts building it back, but differently, more carefully. The new internet has guardrails, cooldown periods, no algorithmic addiction by design. Humans in control this time, because losing it gave us something we did not have before: perspective. We saw what we had, we saw what it cost. So, what would really happen if the internet disappeared forever? The honest answer: the worst and best thing simultaneously. The worst: people would die, systems collapse, economies shatter, real, devastating, irreversible consequences. The best: humanity would be forced to reconnect with each other, with skills, with nature, with what actually matters. Maybe we would not need to lose the internet to get those benefits. Maybe we just need to choose them. That choice exists right now. Today, in every moment you decide what to pay attention to. This has been Mind Fuel. If you made it this far, you are exactly the kind of thinker we make these for. Subscribe for more. Next week, Mind Fuel. Gravity stopped working for exactly 1 hour? It is as chaotic as it sounds. You think losing the internet was chaos? Wait until you see what happens when physics takes a lunch break. See you then.